Hello, welcome, and today's video is on potential, your potential. What are you doing and what do you want to achieve? I hope you enjoyed this video. Potential, what does it mean? Well, it means something that hasn't been achieved, and in many respects it's not achievable to you. Potential is a great word. I love that word because we have an unknown target or goal. So look, I love goal setting, don't get me wrong. I think you should be getting up early every morning. I think you should be reading 10 pages or something positive every single day, and don't miss it. That's a book a month, a good book a month. That's 12 books a year. Those books going in when we put our phone down and we don't touch it. Do you know what? That can make such a difference. Try it, please, have a go. 10 books, I'll recommend a couple near the end if you like, that you can read. The thing is, that potential, and as you get older in life, many of you think that we missed the boat. Well, just read Colonel Sanders' story. I can't remember exactly, but it was either late 60s something. He made his special recipe for the chicken, got in his car and pretty much drove all the way across America, and he didn't give up, and then turned into one of the most successful and wealthiest men in America. Amazing. So don't worry about age, really. You've got to put that's another limiting belief that you've got to nail and get rid of. But it's a question of, do you believe you can achieve more or don't you? Now look, don't get me wrong. What is happiness? Happiness is earn £100, spend 95 a month, happiness. Earn £100 a month, spend 105, misery. It's a very simple thing. Can you see? It's, you know, where is happiness for you and me? We all have different things which make us happy. Let's say, you know, a person leaves school or college or university and they say, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a doctor. And for whatever reasons, whether they're lazy, whether they're really hard, or personal circumstances stop, and they never achieve it. And they say, I'm miserable all my life because I want to be a doctor and I didn't do it. And they hold that. But if someone, you know, leaves school and they say, all I want to be is a taxi driver or hairdresser, and that's what they do, and they've enjoyed that all their life, hey, they've had happiness, they've achieved their lifelong goals. Some of them, you know, some people, they just want to work on in a train station because they love trains, and they've had happiness and worked 45 years. Great. We're all subjective. But for those who are watching my videos, I know most of you are going to be entrepreneurs and looking because you want to stretch yourself, you want to grow and do more. Many of you, because of property, you want to invest in property. How do you do it? Well, property is a great vehicle to create income, and so you can have a better lifestyle. I get that. Purchase lease options, that's what I teach. I mentor on that, and well, so I've got my son and his partner just about to get married, and they have their little baby with them, and I'm now training them how to do it. And we're going to go and we're going to build a nice portfolio of lease options, assisted sales, and they're going to do a lot of marketing, and they're going to actually get on the ground and do a lot of stuff. So I'm going to be teaching them all the way through. It's going to be very exciting. So purchase lease options are a very easy way where you get control of a property with the promise that you can either buy it or sell it to someone else. Very powerful. If you want to know more, then just email me and we'll talk to you about our online home study course. Really good. Then there's, you know, buy, refurb, refinance. Okay, if you haven't got money, then friends or family, if you found, let me ask you a question, if you found the best deal, that let's say you could put £120,000 in and it's going to be worth 180 on the way out, could you find it? Well, some people would say, I can't find 120,000, I couldn't do it. Well, that's not true. You can. If you were to contact a list of people, you've only got to go on YouTube and look who's talking about property and contact them. Put in your message, say, hey, I've got an incredible deal. Listen, if you've got an incredible deal, okay, I'm thinking, look, I remember years ago one of our relatives died, sadly died, and there is a house which I wasn't a beneficiary for or anything, but I remember the house, and it was a squalor. It was awful. And I wasn't in property at the time, but looking back at it, when I saw it, and they sold it really, you know, fairly cheap, they didn't get a great amount, but if I was there at that time with my property mind, I would have said, hey, look, I can't remember what numbers were because I didn't take it in back then. I just remember the state of the house. But let's say it was worth 300,000. All right, let's say they sold it at 300,000, but done up, it would have been worth 450, 475. It may well have needed £50,000 spending at it. So imagine, in that mind, you think, well, even the 50 grand, if I didn't have to buy it, because you could use an option on it, if I didn't have to buy it, I can't find 50 grand. Well, you could, because you could message people like myself and say, hey, I've got a family member who's got this, can you help? Now, everyone can make money. It's not about exploiting people. There's enough there that everyone, the beneficiaries, would get much more than the 300,000 that they settled for. So there's a real a benefit to looking, what potential can I achieve? And if you're sitting there thinking, I don't know anyone, well, you've got my email address, you can contact me. But our own limiting beliefs is something that can stop us achieving so much and cause us misery. Now, please don't confuse. Don't start thinking, well, I want to do this. If you're happy where you are and what you're doing, you've got a wonderful life, then fantastic. I wish you all the best. And that's what everyone's doing. I'm now on a mission for legacy for my children and my children's children. People ask me at the golf club, Trevor, when are you going to retire? Because most of the people I play with, they're retired. I said, honestly, I don't think I will. I enjoy what I do. I have a lot of information, a lot of knowledge and experience, and I like to impart that, hence the videos. Obviously, we do training, and I do some one-to-one mentorship at a higher level. I love the joint ventures, and you know, I do build properties and other things. And often I don't even use my money. I'll use investors' money because they come along, they want to benefit from my knowledge and experience. And that's great. And I have some really good opportunities and relationships with those people. But how did I get there? I didn't start by just saying, look, this is me, put your money with me. I had to start hard. Even when I was back working as a chef, I worked 5.5 days a week, split shifts, and on my day off, I used to go to Westminster College and do my 706 1 and 2, which was for a catering qualification. When I then left and went into Italian restaurants, well, French and Italian restaurants in London, working split shifts, again, I was in early, finishing late, and so I'd leave home about 9:15, and I'd work from 10 until about 3:30. Then I'd be back in at 6:30, and I'd finish at midnight, midnight. So there was a price to pay, but I learnt, and I got high up, had a good job as a chef in London, in Mayfair, Knightsbridge, met all the famous people. It is about paying the price. There's no shortcut here. I'm not going to say, hey, come with me, I'll make you £1 million a month. That's rubbish, all right? It's not going to happen. But there is reward to hard work. There always is strong correlation, but belief. If you can start to believe and think, well, I want to achieve my potential. What is your potential? What do you believe you can achieve? So some people say, I want 100 houses in a year. Okay, what experience have you got? Nothing. What money have you got? Nothing. Okay, I'm not saying they couldn't do it, but they're going to have to meet someone who has, I would say, several £1 million in cash, and going to say, well, listen, I like you, let's do it together. Could they do it through options? Yes, they're going to have to put an awful lot of time in. When I was working full-time, I actually worked out that when I was doing community development work and I was doing my property then, I would take the phone call and I would book the viewings that night, because I was getting the phone calls from leaflets and newspaper adverts. That night or the next morning, as early as I could before I started work, I would go and view. And that was something that I did hard. There's many tasks I still like to do for myself right now. If I get a lead, especially off market, that's what I do. I push, I get out there and I view. It's very, very important. I was speaking to a gentleman this morning who set up his rent-to-rent company, and he wants to start to move on his rent-to-rent. So I said, listen, I'll give you one simple goal if you want to achieve, because I said, have you got anything now? He said, no, I've got everything set up. Hadn't spoken to many letting agents. So I said, fine. So here's a goal for you. Every day, and he works full time, and a lot of it he's sitting in a car in traffic in London. So I said, so at night, all you got to do on your phone is you mark out 25 letting agents, and I don't care if they're in Liverpool, Manchester, Glasgow, Leicester, Nottingham, it doesn't matter. This is about you honing your skill and about learning, changing your mind and pushing for wherever that potential is going to get you. So I said, what you need to do is you map out 25 agents, you write them down so you can easily call them on your phone, and you call them up and you ask them with your script of, do you do corporate lets? That's the first thing. Now it goes a bit more and more in depth, and Leslie Town, my business partner, is an expert at this. But then you start to look and you listen to the answers that they give, and whatever stops you from getting forward to the next step, you look at what they've said and then you readdress it. You put it right and then you phone again. But by making 25 calls a day, and here's a book for you, Go for No. You must read that book if you want to succeed and to get your potential, because you're going to have to get the no's. You're going to have to love rejection. Jim Rohn, a great teacher, said, until you learn to love failure, you'll never truly be successful. And that's a very, very interesting statement. Look, I hope this helps a little bit in where you want to get to your potential. This is a difficult market, and this is the time that we can push forward and do so much more for ourselves and to help other people. This time that is coming isn't about taking great opportunities at the expense of others. This is a time where we can help others and still make money for us and for others. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, please share it, click notifications, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Please leave your comments. Take care, stay safe, and God bless you. Bye bye.